Hi everyone, welcome back to my video series. So today I'll give a demo on how to create a Azure Data Factory pipeline. I'll create a I'll create a Azure Data Factory service first of all, and then I'll go and create the pipelines and the related link services, data sets. So I'll give you a detailed demo on that. So for that, as you all know, we in the earlier videos we have created the resource group and we also created the storage account. So the now next thing is to go to that resource group and create a resource. Okay, I'll click on create and then I'll search for data factory. Okay, so the service is data factory. Okay, uh, just give me a minute. Here we go. It will show us a new page which will have a create button here. You click on create, it will create this particular service for you. It will open that page. Okay, again it will ask for the project details. You need to give certain details like what is the subscription name. As in my case it was pay as you go, so I have included that. What is the resource group? Okay, so in my case it is picking from the same from the resource group that we have come from. Okay, now next is to choose the region. So as I stated earlier in times of storage account, region is very important. So choose the same region as you have chosen for storage account as well as for the resource. Next is to give the name of the data factory. So for me, I'll give for this demo, I'll give a name as Azure Data uh, Ingest Demo. Okay, and version is of course V2. V1 was an older version. So yeah, so you can see here, yeah. So you can see there are two versions, V1 and V2. So V2 is the latest version. V1 was the version where we were using, USQL scripts. Okay. So I'll go to the next one, next path, which says Git configurations. So right now we are not configuring Git. I'll create a separate video for the DevOps and the Git configurations. Okay. For now we will configure Git later. Okay. But if you choose configure Git later as well, you can save your work. Okay, it is not that if you have not chosen this, then the work will not be saved. Okay, the account that you're using for this demo, in that account, the pipelines and everything will be saved. Okay, I'll go to the next networking. I think I don't have to enable anything right now. If it is public endpoint, let it be. We'll go to the advanced again, data factory encryption. We don't need this for now. Then we'll go to the tags. We can let it be like what it is, and then we'll click on the review and create. It will validate the data. First of all, it will run a full validation. Once it says that the validation is passed, we'll click on create and it will create a data factory pipeline. It's as a service. So this is a basic step by step of how to create a data factory service. This will take some time to get created, and once this is created, the deployment is in progress, will get converted into submit, like succeeded. Okay, so once we are done, yeah, so here we go. So basically the deployment is completed. Now I'll go to the home section. I'll show you where it will come. You go to the resource group. Okay, in the resource group, you right now it is not coming. Do click a refresh. It is not yet not come in the resource group. Let's see where it has gone, but it is there. Yeah, so here we go. So we have a data factory service, Azure Data Ingest demo, which we created a few minutes back. We'll click on it and it will open a new window for us. Okay, now as part of the demo, I'll show you how to use Azure Data Factory. Okay, now when I say use, I'll show you the components of Azure Data Factory. So I'll open, first of all, I have to go to the Open Azure Data Factory Studio. So I'll click on it. It will open a new window altogether, a new tab, where it will open the interface for the Azure Data Factory. Okay, so once this gets open, I'll show you the main components of this Azure Data Ingest demo. Okay, the data factory basically. So I'll click. So what you have to do is first you have to go to author section. Okay, click on author, and it will show you this particular interface where you have pipeline, data set, data flow, and Power Query. Okay, so Now, there are few very important components. The first component is pipeline. Okay, pipeline is nothing. It is a group of activities that we have. Okay, so if I say that I have to basically load the data from a storage account to you can say another storage account, then basically I mean that I'll have two three components. Okay, if I go back to the slide here, I have, so you see here, I have a storage account and I have another storage account where I'm trying to, move the files from A to B, or I'm moving the data from A to B. So this is basically a pipeline. Okay, this is a pipeline. You have one activity there are two activity there. Okay, it's a group of activities. So and the second thing is data set. So before dataset, I want to show you one more thing, which is the link services. So link services is basically nothing. It is kind of a you can say it is a connection string. It is a it is like a designation of where our data is getting stored. It is stored or will get stored. Okay, but it's basically connection string. Okay, the next important component is integration runtime. Okay, I'll create a separate video detailing out the integration runtime, what it is. But yeah, you can understand the integration runtime is the compute. Okay, so to compute, basically to do all the processing of the pipeline, you need the integration runtime. I'll click on author again. So first I'll create a, and the second thing is dataset. Now dataset is, you can say, once you create a link service, okay, the next thing that you have to do is you have to create a dataset. And dataset is nothing. Dataset is a data structure basically. What columns are there in that particular file? What rows are there? What columns are there? What is the structure of the data? Okay, so once you define this data set for an input and output, basically then you will create a pipeline. So pipeline again said it's a basically a flow of different activities. Okay, so for this demo, what we'll do, we'll create a small pipeline which will basically pull the data from a storage account, and again it will push the data into another storage, into same storage account, but as a separate output file. Okay, so for that, first we have to do is we have to go and click on link service. Okay, so we'll go and click on link service, do a new link service. Is basically a connection string. So I'll choose Azure blob storage or connection, source connection. Okay, and it is also our destination connection. So we can create one connection. Okay, so I'll name it as AZ BLB input, or I'll name it simple AZ BLB LS link LS service. Okay, yeah. So this is the name I gave to my link service. I choose the integration runtime as auto resolve because I am choosing blob storage, and blob storage is in the cloud. And then you have to choose your subscription, which is the subscription name. So I'll say pay as you go, and you have to choose your storage account name. I'll choose ADF demo, and then basically we don't have to do anything else right now because we have chosen the storage account, and we'll just click on create. There are parameters. I'll cover them in the later stage, but for now I'll click on create, and this will create my link services. Okay, once this, so here we go. So this is the link service. You can see the code as well. You, by clicking on this link, you will see a JSON code here. Okay, so you can just close it out right now. Next is you have to go to the author stage and you have to create a data set. Okay, so data set is for input and output. So we'll click on new data set. Okay, and just do same Azure block storage, uh, and then click on continue. Once, and then it will ask us to choose the file. Okay, type of file that you are uploading. So I'll, or you want as a source. What is a source file? So basically I'll choose binary because I have a text file. Okay, if you have JSON, Excel, or anything, you can choose accordingly. Then I'll choose the name of the input, the data set. So this is the input data set. So I'll put input ADF demo. Okay, and then the link service name is what we created a link service called AZBLBL service. Then basically we'll give the directory name. So directory name is a new folder, is a folder name basically. So input is the, so if you remember when we created that storage account, in that storage account we created a container, and in that container we created a input. So what you can do, you can either scroll to the browse and choose that this is the the storage account name, In the storage account, we have a container. No, this is the container name. This is a this is the folder name input. We'll choose this folder name and then we'll choose the input file. Okay. So let me do that again. And here we go. Okay. We click OK. So everything will come accordingly. The container name will come first, then the folder name will come first, second, and then the file name will come. Click OK, and this will get created. Okay, the first data set input ADF demo will get created. Now we have to create another data set, which is called as the output data set. Because what we are going to do is basically we'll copy the data of one file and create another file. Okay, and copy and then move this data to there. Okay, basically this is a copy and paste we are doing in the data using data factory. Okay, I'll use Azure blob storage again, uh, because output is also in a file format. Okay, I'll choose binary here, and it says what is the name of the data set. I'll say ds output ds Azure demo. Okay, and it will ask for a link service. So I'll choose the link service as ASPLC service, and okay. Sorry for that. I just being very fast. So I'll click on the I'll go on, and what I have to do is I have to choose the directory as well. Okay, so I'll choose the directory as output. Okay, and I can even give the container name, because container name is very important here. Or you can click on ADF demo, and you can click on OK. Okay, so then you can give the output as a container, because now we don't have a folder there as output. This will create a new folder and move the file there. Okay, or copy the data of the file in that new folder and create a new file. You can give the file name as well. If you want the output file to be named as output, give that as, I'll give it output. Okay, so this both are done. Okay, now data set is completed. Now we'll go to the pipeline stage, and I'll click on new pipeline. Okay, this will create a new pipeline for me. Okay, now pipeline is, why we are creating a pipeline is like a control flow, or you can say a workflow. Okay, so now in the workflow you basically will choose your appropriate copy activity. So there's a copy data task. Okay, I'll choose that one, and I'll basically, now if you go to the properties here, there's a source property here. So I'll click on here, expand, and it will give me the source property. So I have to choose the source data set. So our source data set is input ADF demo. So I click on input ADF demo, and then as the file is already, like, as this data set is defined, we have to choose next, which is a sink. Sink is basically destination. Okay, so destination data set is the output data set. Okay, output Azure demo. Okay, so the so there is a property here which says copy behavior. Okay, so copy behavior have three, four, like how you want the copy to act. For now, we will keep it as none. Okay. Next is, once we have defined the pipeline, we will run a debug. Okay. Why we will run a debug? Because debug will help us identify if there are any errors or not before publishing these pipelines. Okay, or saving this pipeline, so that we don't save wrong, like error out things. Okay, so run a debug to see if the file is so this will be debug will actually do a simulation of this running of the pipeline. Okay, and basically it will also move that file. Okay, the copy. So I'll show you that how that storage account has actually, the file has got moved into it. Okay, so let's see the output of this. Okay, I'll click on the output, and you see here in the window the status comes succeeded. Okay, so so it says that the pipeline is passed. So we'll go back and we'll see the to the storage account, and the storage account, you will see that we'll go to the containers. Okay, so containers, it was demo const. Okay, and in the demo const we have a new folder here which is output. Okay, you click on output, you will have that file created, which is an output file. And if you want to see the data of this file, you need to do is basically you have to choose edit. Okay, so edit will show you the data, and you will see that it has all the relevant data that we were posting. Okay, so that's all. It was a simple demo. So yeah, before closing this video, I'll show you how to save your work, because saving work is important so that your work doesn't get lost. Click on publish all. It will publish all the things like one pipeline, two data set that we have created, and just publish it. Okay. This is basically saving the data, saving your work. Okay. Once the work is saved, it will say the data is published, and now you can work for other tasks as well. Okay. Yeah. So here we go. Publishing completed. Thank you for, very much, everyone. This is all for now, and thank you for watching my video. Thank you.